Trial balance. Though it is not mandatory to do for a business, but it is important indeed to make easy the finalization of accounts. Today we shall learn what is trial balance, its advantages and limitation, and in practical how to prepare a trial balance. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Science of Accountancy. So let's make some fun. Trial balance is a financial statement that keeps a record of the closing balances of all the accounts in general ledger at a point of time. It is prepared periodically, especially at the end of the year before finalization of accounts. A trial balance can only measure the arithmetical accuracy of the accounts. That is, by doing a trial balance, we can be confirmed that the debit and credit are equal. There are several types of errors that do not affect trial balance. As I told, there are several errors that do not affect trial balance. Come, let's discuss in detail. First one is errors of omission. When any transaction is omitted from the books of accounts, it is called an error of omission. There will be neither a debit entry nor a credit entry. Hence, trial balance will not be affected. It is happened by the mistake of the accountants. Second one is errors of commission. Error of commission occurs due to several reasons, like posting the wrong amount to the correct side of the account, posting the correct amount to the wrong side of the account, entering the wrong amount in the correct subsidiary books, posting the correct amount in the wrong subsidiary book, double posting, that is, posting is done twice. It occurs due to negligence, carelessness, and lack of knowledge of the accountant. Next one is errors of principle. If there is any violation of the accounting principle or procedure, the error is called error of principle. Example, purchase of any asset treated as an expense. It has no effect in trial balance. Next, compensating errors. If the effect of one transaction is neutralized by another error, it will be considered as compensating error. Example, goods purchased from Mr. A amounted to rupees 5,500 was posted to the credit side of A's account with rupees 550 only. The error will reduce the credit total of the trial balance by 4950. At the same time, payment of 5,500 to Mr. Y was wrongly debited to Mr. Y's account as rupees 550. Such an error will reduce 4950 from the debit side of the trial balance too. Hey, feeling bored? Okay, no more theory. At first, we shall have a look on the specimen of a trial balance. There are basically 4 columns. It starts with particulars, then LF, that is ledger folio, and thereafter amount, one for debit and another for credit. Do you know the rule for trial balance? Expenses, losses and assets, debit. Income, gain and liabilities, credit. On the base of this rule, we shall prepare trial balance. First, we need to understand the nature of the ledger. Then we shall follow the rule. Now let's discuss with a problem. We have been given ledger balances of several accounts. So before we start, we shall remember the rule once again. Expenses, losses and assets, debit, and income, gain, liabilities, credit. Then we shall draw the format of trial balance. Let's start. First is bank. It means bank balance. and we know bank balance is always an asset. Now, as per rule, asset will be debit. Hence, it will be at the debit side. Then capital. The proprietor invests into business. We call it capital. The business need to repay the same to the proprietor. Thus, capital is a liability of the business. As per rule, liability will be credited. Hence, it will be credit. Opening stock. It means the remaining stock after sales of the last year. It is an asset. Hence, will be debited. Thereafter, sales. By sales, we earn money. So, it is our income and will be posted at the credit side. Purchase. Just opposite to sales, purchase defines expense. Thus, it will be debited. Electricity expense. Again, it is an expense. So, will be debited. Salary. Now, you tell me, is salary an income or expense? The company pays salary to its employees. Thus, it is an income in the hand of the employees. But we are doing accounts on behalf of the business, and from that point of view, it is an expense, as we are paying salary to our employees. Hence, it will be debited. Commission received. It means we have received commission and thus it is an income. Will be posted at the credit side. Interest paid. You know it is an expense. So it will be debited. Debtors. To whom goods are sold is debtor, or a debtor is a person, company or organization who owes money. Thus it falls under asset and will be debited. Creditors. From whom goods are purchased is creditor, or a creditor is a person or company to whom money is owing. It means it is a liability and will be posted at the credit side. The last one is bank loan. We have taken loan from the bank. We have to repay the same. Thus, it is a liability and will be posted at the credit side. We have posted all the ledger balances into the trial balance. Now, we need to get the total of the debit side, which comes to rupees 3,58,220, and then the total of the credit side, which is also same as debit, rupees 3,58,220. So we can say there is a debit equals to credit. That's all. We have done the trial balance successfully. Now the next part. What is suspense account? Sometimes the accountants cannot perform the trial balance correctly, and that is why there is a difference between debit and credit. We need to redo the trial balance. Here is an example. The following trial balance is incorrect, and that is why there is a difference between debit and credit, which has been shown as suspense account. So first again we shall remember the rules, and then we'll draw a fresh pro forma of trial balance. Fine. First there is bank balance at the debit side. We know it is an asset. It is already at the correct side, that is debit. Capital at the credit side. Need not to say it is our liability, hence will be credited. Opening stock at the debit side. Is it correct? Yes, it is an asset, hence will be debited. Sales at the debit side. As you know, sales is an income, and as per rule, income will be at the credit side. Here it is in debit side by mistake. we shall rectify the same. Purchase at the credit side. Again, purchase is an expense and will be debited, but here it is at the credit side. Incorrect. We shall rectify the same and will write at the debit side. Advertisement at the debit side, which is correct as advertisement is an expense. We shall write it at debit side. Wages at the debit side, which is again right as wages is also an expense. So it will be at the debit side. Commission received at the debit side. We know commission received is an income. Hence, it should be at the credit side. Rectified. Copyright at the credit side. Now tell me, what is copyright? Copyright is a legal right of the owner of an intellectual property. It means the original creator or owner of the specific product and anyone to whom the rights are given by the owner only have right to reproduce the product. Thus, it falls under intangible asset. What is intangible asset? We shall discuss this in a separate video. However, as it is an asset, so it will be at the debit side. Next, debtors at the debit side. It is correct as we know that debtors are our assets. Creditors at the credit side. Again it is correct as creditors define liability, will be credited. At last, suspense account. What to do with this? We should not consider this amount as this was the result of incorrect posting earlier, and we have done some of the corrections here. Now, when we have posted all the ledger balances, we need to get the total of both debit and credit. Here the total of debit side comes to rupees 3,34,140 and the total of credit side comes to rupees 3,46,420. Thus, there is a difference of rupees 12,280 at the debit side. What to do with this difference? Simply we shall write it as suspense account at the debit side as the total of this side is less than the credit side. After that, the total amount of the credit side which is higher than debit will be written at the total of both the sides. As we have done the trial balance correctly, as per our knowledge, it will be assumed that the difference is due to the incorrect entry or posting at the earlier level, that is during journal and ledger. Thus, we can prepare a trial balance with suspense account. Now we shall know how closing stock will be treated during performing trial balance. First, we need to know what is closing stock. Closing stock is the balance of goods which could not be sold during the financial year. These are remaining from the purchases made during the financial year. The value of closing stock is already included with purchase in the trial balance. If the amount of closing stock will be considered separately in the trial balance, the effect will be doubled. Hence, it will not come in the trial balance. Let's have an example. Assume the amount of purchase in trial balance is rupees 1000. It includes the goods which was sold during the financial year, rupees 800, and the goods which could not be sold during the financial year, rupees 200. Thus, we can say purchase equals to goods which was sold plus goods which could not be sold or closing stock. We can say again 1000 equals to 800 plus 200. Now, if we consider purchase rupees 1000 as well as closing stock rupees 200 in the trial balance, there will be an effect of rupees 1200. That is the double amount of the closing stock. So we shall take only the purchase account and closing stock will not be taken accordingly. Hope it is clear to you. However, if in the question it is mentioned that purchase adjusted, it means the amount of closing stock is excluded from the purchase amount and then only closing stock will appear in the trial balance. With the same example, assume the amount of purchase in trial balance is rupees 1000. It includes the goods which was sold during the financial year rupees 800 and the goods which could not be sold during the financial year rupees 200. If in question it is given as purchase adjusted rupees 800 and closing stock rupees 200, then both purchase and closing stock will come in trial balance. Wait. Answer me the question now. Goodwill. Where will it be posted? Debit or credit? And also why? Please comment me. Is not it? If you understand the thing properly, it is fun to do. Please comment me if you want to know more about trial balance. Till then, goodbye. Thank you for watching.